Well, my first thoughts were, what's he doing there? Because he's supposed to be worried about his security. But then I saw half the Colombian army guarding him, so I didn't think he needed to worry. A country that I've been to before, and I loved it, I must say. Everybody has this image of Colombia as a sort of gang infested and drug dealing, but I didn't find that at all. I found the people lovely, charming, wonderful, and I found that when I went there with the king, when he was the Prince of Wales, it was fun all the time. Sort of just it was tremendously fun. I didn't think Harry was having fun. I thought he was. I think he was kind of. It was like a second-rate world tour. It was a world tour where nobody really cared if you went or you didn't. He banned all the media, all the British media anyway. A few agencies got pictures, but everybody was banned. Well, that's just typical Harry, just to do that, to be spiteful, I suppose. But he didn't look at all happy, and I did felt that just felt that he's he when he went on road tours before, he didn't meet the vice president, he met the president. When he went on road tours before, he was hosted for state banquets and dinners with the prime ministers and everything. He was kind of somebody when he went representing the Queen, the late Queen. And now it just seems he gets an invitation for someone, he goes, and he didn't look at all happy. He didn't look to. I mean, there's pictures of him smiling, and then when the sort of camera stops, he immediately goes into a sort of sad face, and I've seen that sad face. But he's chosen that life, and for me, I can't see the point of it really. I mean, he's just another celebrity in a town full of celebrities. I mean, here he was somebody. Here he was a prince of the realm. He just nothing. He could do anything he wanted, and I don't know what happened to Harry because he was just the nicest person to work with. If ever there was a job with Harry, you put your hand up and said, "Please, I want to go and do it." I once went to Australia for 36 hours once just to do a job with him because he was always delivered. And I remember we were on this Australian warship, and it was the picture going out. I said, "Harry, can you do a picture for us?" And he did a great picture up on the foredeck, and it made the paper the next day. And I can't tell you that my memories of him are great, but my recent memories of him are not so great. I think he's just. I think he's embarrassing himself. He's embarrassing the royal family. I mean, all these, he's suing the Home Office because they won't provide policemen for him. Well, they made their mind up. They're not going to do it, and they won't do it. So I think he's got to accept that. In my view, it's a sad event, a sad occasion, and this tour just summed it all up. They're going around trying to pretend that they're somebody, and you know what, they're nobody anymore because if you're not a working member of the royal family, then what are you? You're a spare. And at the moment, they need everybody working for them. There's a lot of work to do. The king isn't very well. Catherine's not very well, but they're still certainly the king's still carrying on. I mean, the king in his holiday, which he badly needs, breaks his holiday and goes to Southport to meet the responders, the firemen, the people and see the flowers that the people have laid. And today's hosting a reception for the families. That's the king. Always puts country first. Doesn't matter about his holiday. Doesn't matter what plans he's got. That's what he puts first. Harry should take a lesson from his father and do the same. But to be honest, I must say that first year, with Meghan, it was brilliant. She was I thought going to be a great member of the royal family. She just embraced the people everywhere we went. She was a great crowd pleaser. The public loved her. I mean, the crowds loved her. I don't think they love her anymore, though. I think that's all changed. I don't know. If you ask most women, what do you think of Meghan? And they've got a pretty poor opinion of her, and I think that's pretty general now. And I think it's not just because she trashed our queen. Trashed our royal family, but the fact that she doesn't want anything to do with this country anymore, and Harry seems to be doing the same thing. And this country gave Harry everything he has, everything he's achieved, every experience he's had. he got from this from working for the royal family, and no longer happens. But the tour was just another thing for them to do. I don't know what else they do with their life every day. I don't really know what he does. I mean, here he was involved in so many charities. He was such a, I mean, with young people. I remember I mean, he's with young children. He's fantastic. And sick children, he's amazing. I've watched him cuddle babies in Barbados, sick babies and young children. I mean, he was a fantastic person, and fun. That's the most important thing. He turned everything into a good story, a good laugh. And I wished he was doing it still for the Queen. Sorry, I wished he was still doing it now for our King, his father. But he chooses to do it for I don't know, him and Meghan. That's it. It's them and nothing else. And the saddest thing of all is that the King doesn't see his grandchildren, and he doesn't want to see Harry, and he doesn't see his grandchildren, which is a shame. And I think that's just a question of putting them on one of their private jets and bringing them over and say, "There's Granddad." And I think that would probably soften the King's heart. I think Meghan. You've got to remember, Meghan's an actress, and I think I see a lot of that in her. She just switches it on and off when it suits her, and nothing she does impresses me. I'm afraid. I just feel. I think she's taken. I think what she's done. She's married our one of Harry, and good luck. I mean, if that's the woman he wanted to marry, that's his choice, and I understand that, and I do understand that. But you can't have your cake and eat it. You're either going to be a member of the royal family and work for them, or you're not. I mean, the Duke of Windsor and the Duchess of Windsor, they decided no longer wanted to be part of the royal family. They went and lived in exile. They went and lived partly in America, partly in France. But they never trashed the royal family. They never said a bad word about the royal family. They just kept silent and got on with their lives. I think that's what Harry should do. Keep silent and get on with his life. A life he wants, and I understand if that's what he wants, he's entitled to it. I think that's the best thing. But going through the coming over here for court appearances, that's embarrassing the royal family. It's just not on. And I just feel, for a person who I was like, from when I photographed him when he came out of the hospital in his mother's arms, uh, to the last job I did with him at Luton, he was fun. He was fun, and I really did enjoy working with him. And he was very, very responsive. He was very, very good. And those days were long gone now. I suspect he's just committed to life in America. And as I said in my piece in the Sun this morning, I think maybe he should become an American citizen, because he certainly doesn't seem to be welcome here. When he came recently to England, the King couldn't even fit him in his diary to see him. Now that's telling you something. When the royals do that, it means they're unhappy, and they're not very happy family at the moment. I mean, they're very well, there's William and Catherine want nothing to do with him, and it now seems the King's got no time to see him. So, and I suspect it's all to do with this horrible stuff he's been writing about them. This terrible, disparaging stuff about Camilla and his brother and his sister-in-law, and they figure that if he's there in their company and something's said that's private, it may appear in one of their articles, one of his articles, or on a TV show.